Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with the Treblab xFits. So these are their new, well, relatively new. They came out a couple months ago. They're a compact style, true wireless series earbud that gives you 5 hours of playtime on one charge. You get 5 additional charges with the cradle. It's got 3 sets of ear tips in it, IPX6, and also CVC 6.0 noise cancellation. So they're about 50 bucks. You can pick them up on Amazon. You can get them through the website, whatever. And they sent these out to me as a review unit. No compensation. It's not sponsored. They're not getting to see this before you are. So go ahead and throw the normal disclosure stuff out there. But they're interesting little earbuds. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at the xFits and see if there's something that's good for you, if they're worth the money, and talk about the overall sound quality. So let's dive in. All right, so here we are with the Treblab xFits, the truly wireless earphones. They are compact in size. They've got a premium design, amazing sound, IPX6 sweat and water resistance, and it says on the box 4 hours of playtime. But if you look online and the other marketing materials, it says it has 5 hours, so we'll go with 5. Now, it says they have 5 hours of playtime, and then you get an additional 5 charges, which gives you a total of 30 hours of playback once you recharge it, and it only takes an hour to recharge them. So that's one other nice feature about them being so small. And you can see here, and they are pretty small earbuds, which is one of the selling points they have going for them. Very compact. It has a micro USB charging cable on the back, charging port. I would like to have seen USB-C. That's kind of the standard now, especially for 2019, but at 50 bucks, it's not something outside the realm of the ordinary, and it's just kind of a cost-cutting measure that they do to try and save some of the top-line price on them that doesn't really impact the overall performance. And I mean, you still get a recharge in 1 hour. Now, it's important when you open the box and take these out to take these little plastic stickers off of the the little charging prongs that are on them, or the little metal charging plates there. If you don't take that off, of course, they're not going to charge. And if you're not paying attention and you expect them to work, and they do have a bit of a charge when you take them out, so just take them off before you get ready to pop them in there and charge them back up. Now you can see the little metal filter there that goes over the drivers. It has 6mm drivers inside of there, and then you've got the multifunction button on the back of both earbuds. So either earbud, you can press the button once and it will play or pause whatever you're listening to. If you press it twice on the right one, it'll advance a track. If you press it twice on the left one, it'll go back a track, previous one. And then if you hold it down for like 2 seconds, it'll open up your Google Assistant or Siri. Now you can see there, you've got the little LED charging indicators. You've got a micro USB charging cable in here, which is super tiny. And then you've got 3 sets of ear tips, small, medium, and large. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about here is also the connectivity. It does have a Bluetooth 5.0 connection, but you can't use the earbuds independently. Now, you can connect them or pair them independently if you want to go through that headache, but you can't just pop one out of your ear, put it in the case, and the other ones still work. So you can have them paired individually or paired as a set, and the left one takes its cues from the right one. So if you take the right one out and put it inside the box, then the left one will shut off. But you can listen to the right one by itself if you take the left one out, which is pretty typical when it comes to less expensive true wireless earbuds like these here. Now you can see the documentation there. It comes with a 12-month warranty, and I've never done this before, but if you go and you register, it says that you can get 3 free accessory replacements. So I don't know what that is limited to, but I would imagine maybe the charging cable or the ear tips, which it's really the only accessories in there. Maybe they'll send you another sticker, but you can do that if you register them. Now, I want to go ahead and demonstrate putting them in. You can see here they have a very low profile on them. From the get-go, we looked at these and they're very compact. They're small. They don't really stick outside the ear. They're not heavy, so you can wear them for a long time. They don't have the most snug fit in the world, which is one of the dings that I give them. I wish that they were more secure and you could get some better sound isolation out of them and they were better for exercising, but sadly, that's something I have to ding them for. But this is what they look like whenever you wear them. All right, so here we are. I've got the xFits. You can see here the little blue LED lights there on the front that indicate the charging status. You can see that. Now, one thing that these have going for them is that they're super tiny. I mean, you can see here they're very see if I can, they're very small, which could be good for some people and it could be bad for some people. I had issues with these as far as staying in my ear. Now, they came with 3 sets of ear tips. They have small, medium, and large. I guess maybe I've been spoiled lately with some of the other ones that have like extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, all that cool stuff. I don't have the largest ears in the world, so it's nice to have all the different ear tips. So small, medium, and large is probably okay for most people, especially at the $50 price range. But the problem I had is they kept falling out of my ears. So if you're sitting upright and you're not doing anything crazy, if you're not working out, and that's where it kind of drives me crazy with the name xFit, it implies that they're good for working out. I don't really recommend any earphones for working out unless they have ear stabilizers in them, because when you're laying down on the flat bench so you can do some bench press, if you're doing squats, you're going up and down, if you're doing some running, hitting the treadmill, using the elliptical, whatever, there's a lot of movement that's going on. And of course, if you don't have really secure earphones, it makes them more prone to fall out of your ear. So the issue I had with these is, they find ways to wiggle out of your ear even when you're not exercising. So that was a concern that I had. All right, so talking about the sound experience, I'd say that these are probably tuned for a good mid-range vocal experience. With the size that they are, I believe they're 6mm drivers. They just don't have the power behind them that's really going to give you a whole lot of depth of field when it comes to the overall sound experience. The highs, they're okay. When it comes to the bass is very dependent on getting a good seal, making sure you have the right ear tips, and making sure they're securely placed in your ear. Very little movement in these earbuds will be the difference between what sounds like pretty good bass and fairly non-existent bass. And that's another thing that goes back to the sizing. I really haven't been overly impressed with the ear tips themselves or the way, I guess, the ergonomics of these earbuds. So, I mean, they come out of the case, they go in your ears just fine, but whenever it comes around to trying to get them to stay in place so you can listen to your music and get the best sound experience, they find ways to back out. They find ways to fall out. They don't sit exactly the same spot. After you put them in there, like a couple minutes later, it'll sound really good for like a few minutes, and then it just kind of drolls on, and you lose some of the finer mechanics in the music. So, yeah, they sound all right. I mean, they're not anything to write home about, especially at the $50 ballpark. And I really was impressed with the X5s that I reviewed. I was impressed with the Z2s that I reviewed. They advertise passive noise cancellation, which they also call sound isolation and noise isolation. That's all that it is. That there's no special gimmicks or any special features in here that help eliminate outside noise, other than just getting a good seal with the ear tips, which, as I've talked about, is kind of hard to do. They don't have aptX. They have CVC 6.0. Phone calls actually are pretty good. I tried making a couple of phone calls, even sitting in here in my kitchen where the acoustics are not the greatest in the world and things have a tendency to bounce around. Some earphones have picked up some echo and things like that. So these making phone calls is actually pretty good. The other thing is the volume. The overall volume just doesn't get loud enough. Maybe for some people it might be loud enough. For me, it's definitely not loud enough. It's probably about 75-80% where I would like it to be. One thing that is important with these and with any earphones, make sure you check the audio settings for what you're playing it with. So when I was initially listening to them, I was very not impressed. I was listening on Spotify, and then on Spotify, they had some settings on there where it's like make all songs the same volume, had it on like automatic or low stream quality. So make sure you have the quality turned up, make sure you not have the volume limited, and make sure that you adjust your sound settings so that you can get the best experience out of these. Because once I changed that, it did get a little bit louder, and some of the songs I was listening to did sound quite a bit better. So if you're listening to Spotify, check your features. If you're listening to any stream service for your music, check your stream settings, make sure you have at least good quality audio, make sure that there's nothing turning the volume down or anything like that. But overall, at $50, they probably wouldn't be the ones that I would recommend that you run out and go buy. If you want something that's small like this and you want to spend 50 bucks on it, I mean, they're not bad. I don't want to say that they're a bad product, but there's a lot of other ones out there that if you were to ask me for a recommendation, that I would probably have to recommend over these. So at $50, I don't really feel that they bring anything to the table that other earbuds do. So if they were like 29 to 35 bucks, I would give them a much stronger recommendation if it were something you were interested in. But at $50, I'd say probably have to pass on these. So overall, decent experience. If you like Treblab, if this is something that you think would work for you, then by all means go out and get them. But if you are looking for something that has more power, looking for something that has better sound quality, more accessories, there's just a lot of different things that are out there that could probably serve you better. So that's all I've got on my review of the Treblab xFits. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I'll get back with you. As always, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like and the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video, the little notification bell so you can get notification for the latest and greatest. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.